Hey YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. Whether you like it or not, if you live in the materialistic world where adverts are plastered around you 24/7 and people are on social media flaunting their lavish lifestyle, or even if you block all of that out but you still work for a job in order to just provide for your family, the one thing unfortunately that becomes commonality for everyone is money. Now, unless you are Neo or one of his other mates from the Matrix, or maybe like a Tibetan monk or something, I think it's pretty safe to say that money is probably near to the top of your thoughts on a daily basis. Whether you have it or whether you don't, it finds a way to control our lives in some way or form. And it always will, unless something drastic changes in the world and we start using something other than money to put a value to any physical item. Now, in this video, I want to break down the thoughts that we all have about money and the fact that majority of us usually are thinking of money in completely the wrong way. Now, while you watch the intro video, why not hit the like button so you can help the YouTube algorithm recommend this video to lots of other people. So, if you were like me and you were brought up with the idea that money is something that you have to work for, we have to work hard for many years of our life in school and then university and all of that in order to get a job, to start climbing up the commercial ladder so that we can exchange our time for money. And then after doing all of that, most of us feel like we don't have enough money. And we definitely don't have enough time to enjoy the money that we may have. But this is where I'm coming to say that we have a limited mindset around money. Because actually, money is in abundance. It's literally everywhere. The only thing is, we've just been taught to think of money in a very narrow-minded way. Because most of us live our lives thinking that we only have one source of income. And then when we see all those adverts on Facebook or Instagram about building a business, we're usually very skeptical about them and eventually talk ourselves out of believing them. But believe it or not, entrepreneurs and investors do exist. And some of them do actually make millions a year, if not billions. But we are all led to believe that we can't become one of those people. So the first step here should be you thinking about what can I do in order to earn more money like them. But like I said, money is in abundance. But where is it if I'm only seeing my monthly salary? Now this is where understanding how the economy works plays a big part. Because I'm pretty sure that I can guarantee that you are usually part of a transaction all the time. Now you buy something that you want and the other party gets the money. Now think about how many times that you actually do this on a daily basis. Now, remember, every time you spend any amount of money, you are actually transacting with someone. For instance, when you buy a travel card for your commute, when you buy a coffee in the morning, when you buy food, when you buy something on Amazon, when you go and buy clothes. Now, when we think about that whole equation of transacting money for certain goods, do you really think that you don't have the skills to become part of that transaction? But instead of being the person giving the money, you can be the person collecting the money. Now, when you buy something, it's been proven that most people don't have the sense that they are giving their money away to another person. Just because it's a shop or a website, you usually forget that behind the shop and behind the website, there is someone counting all the money that you have parted with. Now the next step in this whole process is that you're probably sitting there thinking, why would anyone buy anything from me? Well, most of the time, the owner of the coffee shop has no idea how to make coffee. The owner of the clothing brand has no idea how to make the clothes, but they have something that people value. And you need to understand that you yourself are also valuable. Now, we all live in a world now where basic levels of transaction for goods or services help improve the quality of life for everyone. And we can get anything we want delivered right to our doorsteps. And we can watch anything that we want right in our living rooms. And things that used to be reserved for the rich and the famous is now accessible to everybody. But then why does it not feel like that most of the time? It's purely because we're sitting on the wrong side of the equation. Now we go through our lives living as the consumers and only producing value through the means of our job. But especially right now, it's important to remember that your job is also limited and it can easily be taken away from you due to things that you can't even control, like a global pandemic. Now I don't know about you, but I was brought up with the idea that having a job and staying there for many years would provide a level of security that you will have a job for life and be able to live comfortably. And yes, there was definitely a time when that was true, when companies valued loyalty and would reward you accordingly. But these days, anything can change, from management to changes in the economy to global pandemics, which devalues any loyalty that you have provided and leaves you pretty much on the sideline. And usually when we're on the sideline, our thoughts are, how do I get back into this rat race? Because I have built my life up around that idea of getting paid on a monthly basis in order to pay my bills on a monthly basis. Now, when we look at the richest people in the world, why are they rich? And the reason here is because they have a different understanding of money to you and me. They have learned that exchanging time for money does not provide them value. It provides someone else with value. Therefore, they use their time to invest in themselves. They built something in their spare time without getting paid for it, which allowed them to get money passively. Now think about this. Set a number that you want to earn in a year. Let's say £100,000. Now naturally, you think you need to make that on a monthly basis. So you think that you need to make just over £8,000 every month, which from your current salary might seem a little bit difficult to achieve. But now think of this like a shop. Let's say you were able to sell something which would give you a profit of £10. You would then need to sell this item just under 30 times a day in order to hit that £100,000 a year value. But let's say you manage to sell something else. Let's say an online course for about £200. Now after building the course, anything that comes in after selling the course is pretty much profit. Now instead of having to sell 30 items a day, you only need to sell 2 courses a day. Now the other thing most of us don't strive for is multiple streams of income. This is the main reason why the rich are as rich as they are, because they don't solely rely on one stream of income. So like I mentioned, there are different methods where we can achieve the £100,000 a year. But essentially, the best way to do this is to have multiple streams of income using various different methods. Now the online methods are some of the best as they can usually be automated in some kind of way, therefore providing an income without you having to exchange time for money. Now some of these business models can include things like e-commerce, so selling physical products online, affiliate marketing. Now the best way to do this is to start up maybe like a blog, and then by using SEO and getting people to land onto your blog, you can then direct them to buy certain products that then provides you with an affiliate income. Then we have making money from blogging and self-publishing on your own website or on social media like Instagram or Facebook. Then there is things like freelancing, where you can either provide a service to people where you can outsource the work to other people, or if you have the necessary skills, you can even do the freelance work yourself. Then there's coaching. Now everyone is able to help someone else because you have experiences yourself and other people are going through the same problems that you have had to overcome to where you have got to today. Therefore, being able to identify these situations and coaching other people through them can be a lucrative business. And then we have things like a YouTube channel or a podcast, where by creating content, you can eventually get paid through ad revenue. Now, apart from the online business, there are also other business opportunities where it requires a little more than an internet connection, but can also provide you with some great returns without having to exchange your time for money. For instance, real estate. A lot of wealthy people I know have made a lot of money through real estate, but it is something that requires a significant amount of startup capital initially. That's usually the case. Then we have things like franchises. Now, some franchises out there you can buy for, say, about £10,000, and then you can end up making around £120,000 a year. Then there's things like flipping. This is actually a very lucrative way of making money. As the saying goes, one man's junk is another man's treasure. Now, there's lots of other options out there to make money. I remember when I was working for Apple, a customer walked in and paid for their new laptop using an Amex Black Card. So I asked him what he does, to which he replied he owns a stained glass window shop. Something so niche like that allowed this man to have one of the most exclusive credit cards in the world. So traditional businesses like that can also generate a lot of money if it's managed in the correct way and with the right mindset. Now, the hardest part to making the mindset switch is our mental conditioning to money. We are brought up to think that everything has a monetary value. Therefore, when we do something and not receive any money for it, we immediately feel as though we are not getting anywhere, and then very quickly decide to give up on it. But one thing that is common for every person who is in abundance of money right now is that they had to sacrifice earning the money at the beginning. Now, the reason for this is because nobody knows who you are at the beginning. And in some cases, you might not even have the skills to do whatever you set out to do. Therefore, it is important to understand that you will have to put at least some work up front, knowing that you will get little to no reward for the work that you're actually doing. And then usually on top of that, in order to pursue your dreams, you want to quit your job, but you still need to eat. So in the beginning, you will also need to essentially have 2 jobs, therefore working even harder for less money. However, one thing that is for sure, if you can keep up the consistency of an hour or 2 a day working on a side hustle, within a couple of years, it will definitely work out. But as you'll be working on this possibly for 2 years without getting paid and doing all of this extra work in your free time, you need to be doing something that is of interest to you. In some cases, that drive and passion that you have can also expedite the time that it takes for you to actually make it. Now, once you have one stream of income working for you, like I mentioned earlier, in order to truly become financially free, you will need multiple streams of income. But by getting at least one stream, it will automatically drive you to build up the other streams too. So then you will be able to understand how to have the true mindset around money, and hopefully you will also become financially free and be able to enjoy your life better. But one of the most annoying things is that there are also lots of people who know all the things that I have mentioned today, but they're still not financially free because the mind is set to only understanding a single income salary based life. So in order to get that right mindset, it will have to be applied in baby steps. So once you've had a taste of the idea that money can be flowing into you in abundance, then you will be able to believe the opportunities that will allow you to build that multi-income stream life, and then be able to truly enjoy the life that we have been gifted. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'd love to hear what you will be doing in your spare time in order to build the multiple streams of income. So leave a comment down below to let me know. But as always, head down to the big red button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and make sure you click on the bell as well so you get notified when my next video comes out. And as always, make sure you like the video, comment down below, and share with your friends and family. See you in the next video. Bye.